Check, check, 1. No, I don't hear anything. It's Turner corning time, but for who? We've got a pivotal 6-pointer in the City of Lights as Las Vegas hosts Phoenix. Welcome one and all to the broadcast here on ESPN Plus. My name is Mark Schoenster. I am joined by Eric Dobransky on the broadcast. These are two teams currently on the outside looking in for the Western Conference standings, which we will look at now, Eric. Look, they're both outside, but you look at the point totals on the right side. 3 points can put you over, and if you can string together a couple of wins, then you're really in a good spot. You could catapult yourself all the way up to practically third in the manner of like 2 weeks. So you get 3 points here. This could prove to be a catapult for whichever team can get those 3 points in this game. So massive matchup as the games played count tallies up higher and the games you have left in your pocket gets fewer. Let's take a look first off at Las Vegas. They've really turned a corner as far as their form. Can they keep it going?
Well, you look at the standings, and an informed team is a frightening team right now, and Las Vegas Lights are just that, genuine balance through this stretch. 6 goals scored, 3 conceded, and coming off a determined clean sheet at Detroit City. Tremendous complement of collective belief and execution in the loud moments.
They've been able to pick up some wins on the road. Meanwhile, for Phoenix, they're coming off of maybe a frustrating game in some respects, but still a pretty good result against Hartford Athletic, a 0-0 draw.
Did not lack for opportunities for Phoenix, but could not generate the breakthrough. Defensively limited Hartford to only 1 shot on target, only 14 total touches in the opposition box for Hartford Athletic. So that's going to be a defensive performance that Phoenix is going to want to replicate against a Las Vegas side who boasts one of the top conversion rates in the league.
They'll be looking to take the positives with that game, mend the negatives, and marry it together on the road here at Cashman Field. Should be a big one tonight between Vegas and Phoenix. Can one of these teams walk away with 3 points and this be the kick-starting point for the rest of their season? Find out on the other side of this break on ESPN Plus.
Being diagnosed with cancer was the hardest thing I've ever faced. Funny how when I got the news, it was life's simple things that mattered most, like nights out with the kids. As a candidate for a new clinical trial right here in Vegas, I've been able to spend more time with them, sharing moments like these, making memories, and never missing a family night out.
Everyone is looking for a better future, but knowing how to get there can be difficult. At Rise Credit Union, we invest in our communities and empower our members to realize their potential and take control of their finances. Because with the right financial knowledge, 24/7 access, and genuine care, we believe there are no limits to what you can achieve. Become a part of something bigger than just a bank. Rise, beyond banking.
Hello, my name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
We go from Las Vegas, Nevada. Rodriguez scored the winner that night. He shoots here. Oh, he buries it with a rocket to the cross. It's in 2-1. Cashman Field certainly packed with Vegas Lights supporters tonight. Just more excited. Play in front of the home fans. Who wouldn't be?
Up here, it is fantastic in Las Vegas tonight, but we can feel the energy.
Comprehensive Cancer Centers is a proud sponsor of Las Vegas Lights FC. Welcome back here to the broadcast here on ESPN+. Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Richard Harris Law Firm.
Yeah, Tristan Henry gets his first start of the season, had to step into a difficult moment last match at Detroit City, but with 5 massive saves, all 5 of those shots faced were inside the box. And then the trio, the threat of Anderson, Rodriguez, Pinzon, those relationships continue to grow, and we are starting to see how fluid this Las Vegas Lights attack is becoming.
And here is the visiting starting 11 for Coach Pamuduka.
No Sacco tonight, who steps into that role. Studenhoft has been electric at times. Can he be that sustainable force tonight? Then Morsu in midfield, disruptive nature defensively, but presents such a unique challenge on the ball. He can break lines on the dribble or his passing range, which will impact the way Phoenix creates space and chances tonight.
And they'll be looking for a lot of chances to be created here at Cashman Field. This Phoenix Rising team struggled to find that finishing touch in that last game against Hartford Athletic, despite how well they controlled that game. They'll be wearing their road white kits here as they get their photo op. The other side, I'm sure, doing the same. Also worth noting, Charlie Dennis back in the starting 11. Meanwhile, it's the Red Rock kits for Las Vegas Lights. See Tristan Henry there, number 1 in the yellow, the goalkeeper. He was just added on July 21st, so talk about a quick introduction. Well, let's take a look at the injury report brought to you by AMR Medic West. Couple of guys out for Las Vegas Lights, including, of course, goalkeeper Charlie Lamphere, who put his body out on the line to make a save in that Detroit City game, which necessitated Tristan Henry setting in. And then it's a handful of names for Phoenix Rising. Damian Rivera, big name there. Arase, who was in the starting lineup last week. And then you mentioned Sacco, not injured, but out for personal reasons as well. Another name worth acknowledging. Our head official for this match is Atahan Yaya. And we'll be in the green pro uniforms here this evening. And we are off and running. First meeting this season between Las Vegas and Phoenix. And both in big need of 3 points. Will either of them claim it? Let's find out together here. Mark Schoenster, Eric Dobransky with you on the call. Excited to see the hunger these two teams are going to display throughout this game. We've passed that halfway point. So basically, the lines have now more effectively been drawn in USL Championship, in the Western Conference in particular. And well, those lines aren't very defined because everything is so jumbled up, and you could find yourself in a different position very quickly in this conference as it stands right now. But now's a chance for some teams to start to separate themselves, or for teams like Phoenix or Vegas to jump back into the conversation, which they're still a part of by all means, but you're one of those teams that are not currently in one of those playoff spots, so you're the ones that have to push the issue.
And navigated a slow start to the season, really starting to stack performances, and that's exactly where you want to be, because you want to the point you were making, and obviously highlighted the standings so extremely well to open this broadcast. For Las Vegas Lights, put pressure on those above you and separate yourself from those that are below you in the standings, and that would be the same for Phoenix Rising. But I would dare to say that Las Vegas Lights are coming into this match feeling really good about their performance and their overall box-to-box execution after that Detroit City match away from home. You score early and you're able to withstand and navigate the ebbs and flows of a difficult match. What a ball across the field.
Antonoglu plays it towards goal and he scores! Another early goal for Las Vegas Lights! Demi Antonoglu floats it towards goal. And they cash in. All smiles for Las Vegas. Not even 2 minutes into the match.
Well, as I'm highlighting the confidence that you come in with after scoring early at Detroit City and navigating that result, you look at this decision caught between two thoughts, but at the last moment you see Rakowski kind of leaning towards his left. What a left-footed strike, and it dips right there at the end.
What a hit. And I mean, surely for a moment there, I'm thinking, I mean, he's trying to cross it, but you detail it. I mean, you think that's exactly what was going through his mind in that moment when he takes that hit?
Well, there's two things in play. You know the opponent's going to want to come on the road, stay compact defensively. You get a tremendous ball across the field. I mean, that is a ball that catches defenses in challenging situations because you want to stay compact, but then that big ball, it's going to ask you some various questions, and then you have the numbers centrally. Can you get them caught between trying to make two decisions? Do they defend the service? Do they defend the shot? What a start for Las Vegas Lights. Exactly what Devin Rensing would want. I mean, to be fair, exactly what any coach would want.
Right. I mean, it's a dream start here for Las Vegas Lights. Once again, with the early goal. Back-to-back games now that they have scored in the second minute. Alex Anderson did it on the road in Detroit on national television last game. And then this time, it's a crazy shot from Antanoglu. And they have staked their claim on this match, trying to bring some of that road game magic back to Cashman Field. Las Vegas Lights having lost their last two games at home, but have since then gone on the road, beat Monterey Bay in a cup competition. Then you go on the road and beat San Antonio for the first time in club history at their place. And then Detroit City, which is just a mammoth of a place to go and try to find a result. And you get all 3 points after scoring early and just hanging on for the rest of that game. I mean, it's looking pretty bright right now for the Lights.
Well, you just mentioned it, but those two road matches presenting different storylines. You go to San Antonio FC, which is not an easy place, just like Detroit City. You concede in the 6th minute, and you rebound, you score 2 in the second half to take that result 2-1. You are playing with a lot of confidence right now, and do you want to go back to that ball from Sesic? That's who gets the assist on that opener. That was a tremendous cross-the-field pass.
This corner kick is brought to you by Circus Circus Hotel and Casino. Lackluster delivery. From one fullback to another, Sesic to Antanoglu. Puts Vegas up early. And a little bit more on that Detroit City 1-0 result on the road. Devin Rensing talked about it being a tight field, turf, a raucous crowd. Nobody plays their best game there, but he was proud of the guys for how they fought through in that one. Just all the conditions make it difficult to get one in Detroit. And so you got to feel really good about it.
We always talk about it, goals change games, but there is no question that the timeliness of goals change games. Now, albeit that the scenario is being different from you score early on the road against Detroit City, you are going to still absorb and you're going to have to suffer in moments. Now here at home, you score early. Can you get yourself into rhythm and on the ball a bit more? Now you make your opponent suffer.
That ball will float harmlessly and ultimately just be a goal kick, as Phoenix Rising will see if they can find an answer and a goal, which they couldn't find in that Hartford Athletic game. Obviously, Pamo Duka was not in the dugout for that game, serving his red card suspension, so assistant coach Vikram Virk was the man there at the touchline, and after the game, he said, obviously a little bit frustrated to not come away with 3 points. He felt they created enough chances, but you've got to be a little bit better in the final third, execute to finish off the chances. And he said, well, I mean, yeah, if we finish off our chances, it's a different story for sure, but that's the difference, right?
Yeah, 20 shots, 6 on target. So overall percentages, you do want to see some of those hit target more often, but overall, the quality and the volume was there from Phoenix Rising. So I know you find yourself down here early, but your offense is definitely clicking. So it does not feel like an insurmountable scoreline thus far, but you do have to be delicate with now chasing the goal, but also not leaving yourself susceptible to conceding a second.
Attention Lights FC fans, join us on Tuesday, August 5th as your Las Vegas Lights FC take the pitch for an exciting home match on our First Responders Night. Arrive early and join us at the pre-match tailgate featuring Touch a Truck, live DJ, and more family-friendly fun. Let's pack the stands and show our appreciation for our local heroes as we cheer the Lights on to victory. Friendly family fun, family-friendly fun. I think they both are an order that you can get an idea of, yeah.
I think that pressure right there from Phoenix Rising, from Dominique Baji, is going to be something to watch. I mentioned Studenhoft early. Charlie Dennis is another just threat offensively. I mean, he's just clinical from the set pieces, from the run of play. But Dominique Baji is a menace up front. He can press you in all the delicate situations in terms of the triggers and getting the collective to climb the field, but also just on the ball. So powerful as we see Pamadou Ka.
You talk about dream star for one coach, and obviously the opposite of that for Coach Ka here, as he's looking to see how his team will respond. So far, 9 minutes in, I mean, Las Vegas with the goal and are continuing to prod. Anderson trying to roll it in centrally. There's some of that pressure from Las Vegas.
You go back to the standings a little bit, and for two teams, as we see this from Las Vegas.
Rodriguez tries to spray it over to Olex Anderson, but it's too far ahead.
And two teams that are building into a sustainable identity and style of play and growing into their seasons. They're trying to find that balance in both boxes. And we mentioned the 3-game winning streak for Devin Rensing and his group, 6 goals scored, 3 conceded. These are two teams that going into this match for Phoenix Rising, 23 goals scored, 24 goals against, 5 clean sheets. So you want to find more of the uptick, obviously, offensively. And same thing for Las Vegas Lights, 24 goals scored, 26 goals against. So trying to get yourself in a category where you are minimizing threats, you're protecting your box, but you're also making those loud plays, both offensively and defensively.
Phoenix trying to enjoy some of the ball here in the attacking half. Lifted forward, can it be kept in play? It can. First real foray into the attacking third. Lofted pass, Gomez still has it, lays it back. Here's an effort! Henry with the first save, and then he claims it. Having to lunge in front, prevent the second chance opportunity, and he'll quickly distribute. Tristan Henry, who had to sub in early in that Detroit City game, fresh on the roster, and then thrown into the fire, and he gets the job done. And now here he is with his first start with Las Vegas, making his first big stop.
And I would dare to say a bit more comfortable with the players in front of him, how he can protect the 18-yard box, how he can set them up. I mean, we made the joke with Devin Rensing this week when we spoke to him about Tristan Henry. Did he even know the names of his teammates thus far since he had signed? And Devin Rensing had mentioned, I don't even know if he knows my name.
Right.
And not sure that is true, but there is definitely some familiarity that it grows within training, and obviously comes from a performance like that away from home.
And he wanted to make sure to acknowledge Devin Rensing when talking about that Detroit performance, that Charlie Lanphier put his body on the line, made the sacrifice save. So some kudos are in order for him. But when talking about Tristan Henry, it's a difficult situation, and he managed the game well, being put into that uncomfortable spot. Here's the corner kick. Not it towards goal, but it's over top. Another chance here for Phoenix. but it goes uncapitalized.
And this is the versatility of Studenhoft right here. Obviously, quality delivery from Charlie Dennis, but his ability to threaten in open play, but also off of these dead ball restarts.
Already some bad blood being developed here, as looks like Aaron Guillen is trying to simmer down the tensions. See Baji and Rodriguez, two guys who are more than familiar with finding the back of the net in their career, and wow, yeah, look at that. That's a tie-up.
And clearly something that comes from this corner, because not two players that are matched up within the run of play. Obviously, completely different sides of the field, both attacking players. But that is that physical presence that Baji presents. Also that passion, that quality that Johnny Rodriguez presents, that he knows how to ask various questions of opponents.
And you know how strikers are, and you kind of want them to have a little bit of that fire to them.
100%.
Of course, there's a line. You don't want to cross that, but...
Yeah, and that's why for both coaches, you don't mind a little tussle like that. You don't mind a little coming together there. If it kind of sparks that fight, that imagination going forward. And Dominique Baji coming off of scoring a goal in that match, that 3-2 win against Monterey Bay FC.
And Phoenix Rising trying to string together some results as well, although they can't say they're on a win streak at the moment. They do have 2 point-gaining efforts to glean from. First off, a 3-2 win against Monterey Bay, and then that draw against Hartford Athletic. Paul Muduka mentioning that he's proud of 2 games in a row. They've put on a dominant performance. He said one resulted in a victory, the other should have resulted in a victory, but those points are valuable given how tight the Western Conference is. And it's going to sound like we're beating that drum over and over again, but it is truly remarkable how tight this conference is. And also it's remarkable how tight this conference is every single year.
Well, and then you talk to coaches this year and they're like, this is the tightest it's ever been. And you ask coaches that have been in the Western Conference year after year, and they agree. I mean, it is just razor thin, the margins. I mean, and you talk about some of the separation that you want to put pressure on those above you and separate from those below you. But you also don't want to put yourself in a position where you're playing playoff games with 10 matches left in the regular season, and every point away from home and at home is so valuable. You want to accumulate points here in the middle of the season. You see we have eclipsed the halfway point, so we are in that second portion, but these are teams that have a lot of ambition. And Phoenix Rising will be the first to tell you that early goals don't necessarily just come to define the result. They scored early at Colorado Springs Switchbacks and unfortunately conceded 3 goals after that. Unanswered goals dropped that result 3-1. It's a fantastic finish by Studenhoft.
Early goal is always nice, but it's also the longest amount of time that you have to defend that lead. JP Skiers will settle it down. Lights fans, all 3 of the 2026 Las Vegas Lights kits are now available. Scan the QR code to check it out. Always got some good kits, Las Vegas. These kits that we're in right now, the Red Rock kits, inspired by the National Reserve outside of the Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area. If you've never been, highly recommend. It's beautiful.
Yeah, these kits are sharp. I will say that there are teams throughout the USL Championship that do an excellent job of highlighting some unique kits Las Vegas Lights always being one of those clubs that is at the forefront of that. I've always liked El Paso's kids. New Mexico United does a tremendous job. Phoenix Rising.
But I really like these Phoenix kids too. They're clean. I'm always hesitant about white kits just because I'm always worried, like, I want to wear a kit to a watch party and then I'm worried about getting a stain on it. But white kits look so good, though. Like, that's the give and the take, right? Morsu driving it forward. A skipping effort will go wide. It'll end up being a goal kick. Devin Rensing, when talking about this Phoenix team as an opponent, said it could be a game of transitions with them, so gotta be balanced in our possession. And then when they have the chance to get vertical with those long passes, our center mids need to be ready to track back. You cannot get caught in those moments. They also emphasize that they have to keep pressing defensively. That's a portion of the game that they've been really good at as of late, and that's resulted in this page kind of being turned here in these previous few games for Las Vegas.
And I'd also emphasize the moments and the recognition to blow up plays before they become anything in transition. I mean, Devin Rensing, to your point, had mentioned the transition moments, and a lot of that is kind of minimizing or killing those situations earlier on, whether it's in the attacking half or at midfield. Can you kind of negate anything that has the possibility of being a breakthrough for Phoenix Rising?
Ball goes back to Patrick Rakowski. So that'll look to be a foul on Baji. Let's take a look at this again.
This is going to be a continued battle throughout the night. Baji against the center back pairing of Gian and Shemu. And it's not going to be isolated. It's going to be a continuation. And that's going to be where the pressure support is so important. Intervention from Flores here, gets the call, earns the foul. You have to say the last 5 or 10 minutes, Phoenix Rising has done a good job of getting themselves back in this game. They've found moments to be front-footed, to be aggressive. They've also found themselves earning some quality free kicks.
So this one will get played back. At the feet of Morsu before he taps it to Popmar Boy, center back. Sesak. Off the pitch it goes to the goalkeeper, Patrick Rakowski.
It's such a rare moment that we see from Patrick Rakowski on that goal. You rarely see a goalkeeper of his quality kind of get caught between those decisions. Good tackle there.
Yeah, Baji trying to sidestep the defender, but just got tied up. Pinzon rolls it over to Locker. Carson Locker carrying it forward. Has 2 options. Locker had to hit himself. Popmar Boy was there to deny it. Biasi will switch it over to the left-hand side for Flores. Can he keep it in play? He can. Danny Flores, after the last game, said they're focused on our game. Obviously, it's important to focus on the opponent, how they play, tactics, but at the end of the day, it's about how we're going to play and how we're going to attack and defend. It's always a balancing act, right, Eric? When you are preparing for another team, how much are you trying to focus on what are they going to look to do and how you're going to stop it versus just being focused on imposing your style of play and how you want to get the job done. I feel like every coach has a different ratio for where that balance is.
Yeah, it's all about living those behaviors and those principles match to match, which is minimizing the strengths of your opponent and maximizing your strengths as a collective, and that's going to be where the give and take is. Ooh, what a coming together there.
Tristan Henry went up to claim that one. Studenhoff was underneath him. He was upended. And Henry is gonna need some help here.
You see both players just clearly trying to track the ball in that moment, so no malintent from Studenhoff, just a coming together there.
Yeah, I mean, he has no idea where Henry is there. Tristan Henry, whom had to sub into last game for Lanphier going down. And now you're wondering if he's in shape to keep going in this game. That was a large fall.
Yeah, he definitely took the harder end of that coming together, because not only you get the contact player to player, but then you get the fall itself. You've got to hope for Tristan Henry and his group that he's okay to continue.
You see him huffing and puffing. I mean, just get a look at how high he is in the air. I mean, at this point, then he gets flipped sideways. I mean, that's a whole body's length practically that you're from the air down to the ground.
You did see the trainer kind of give a thumbs up, so you do hope that that means that he's able to continue, but you do see him continue to get work on that left arm. I know they don't have anything to show for it, Phoenix Rising do, but Pamadou has to feel like his team has responded overall after conceding that goal. Charlie Dennis had a good take from inside the box. We see Tristan Henry stood tall, made the big save.
Turn to the CBS Sports Network on Saturday, August 8th for an action-packed USL Championship Western Conference showdown. Feisty Monterey Bay FC take on a surging New Mexico United club determined to climb up the standings. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network August 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern. Monterey Bay had a good lead earlier today. Saw it slip away from them, and then weather delay, and then they end up losing that game to Lexington. So they'll be trying to see if they can turn it around against the New Mexico United team that's currently up 1-0 against Colorado Springs. Every single game in the Western Conference is important at this point in the season.
I was just about to say there is no comfort. Now, I will say that Monterey Bay FC is one of those teams. They are at the bottom of the table. They do need to start collecting a full 3 points. I mean, anytime you can collect one, you're fine, but you need to start collecting the volume here towards the end of the season. They have had strings where they have played tremendously better than the start of their season, but they still have not been able to turn those solid performances into results.
Well, that's what Las Vegas has started to do. Coming off 2 big road wins, Devin Rensing said, yeah, for sure, it's a big confidence booster. But at the same time, earlier on the year, they feel like they were hard done by some of the results. But that being said, and you'll hear some coaches say this, there's no such thing as a deserved result from a game. The result is the result. So he was clear in communicating that as well. But so like it's kind of 2 sides to the coin, because on one end you go, okay, yeah, things are turning around, but you could also go, well, we weren't playing that poorly early on in the season. It just was one little fine detail.
In their last 5, they do have the 2 losses, but they're 1-goal margins, and one of those 2 losses is to Orange County SC, who kind of set the pace right now in the Western Conference. And El Paso Locomotive, one of those teams that kind of catapulted themselves at the beginning of the season, have kind of sputtered out here lately, trying to find their rhythm, but we all know how dangerous they can be.
How about that touch there from Mark Ibarra?
Yeah, just the unfortunate part is that they had to go backwards and reset. You get a touch like that, you almost want the urgency to ramp up.
Switch ball sent over to the right-hand side as Las Vegas tries to get into the attacking third once again. Pinzon from the right channel. We'll play it back. After a flurrying start from Las Vegas Lights. It's tapered a little bit as Phoenix Rising has grown into the match. This ball's still in play. A lot of physical battling happening there as Tristan Henry now gets into the ear of Studenhoff. And a yellow card's been given to Studenhoff.
Well, I'm interested to see the end of this play because obviously a lot of that emotion comes from the coming together earlier between Studenhoff and Tristan Henry, and clearly displeased, but that was incredible physical effort from Studenhoff that started outside the 18. You do see that kind of right foot come in late, and that's where Tristan Henry is very upset with the ending to that play.
See Aaron Guillen also pleading to our head official, Atahan Yaya. As Studenhoff goes into the books.
When you say a yellow card, an early yellow card to an attacking player, but I mentioned Baji's physicality. Studenhoff is a physical attacking presence, so we've already seen it within that sequence in itself. He's not afraid to go shoulder to shoulder. He's not afraid to dig deep and get into some of those confrontations, especially in those isolated moments. So you do have to be measured. You have to be careful.
So we're gonna get a hydration break here in Vegas. The Lights up 1-0 over Phoenix Rising right now after the early goal from Themi Antanoglu. And what a goal it was, as we're gonna get another peek at it. I mean, I know in the moment my thought was maybe it was sort of an accidental cross/shot, but you mentioned the reading of the goalkeeper, and perhaps, you know, there's something to it there. And I mean, talk about, regardless if it was intentional or not, that ball, perfect.
Well, this is the best missed cross ever in terms of just mishit, because that ball had some wicked dip to it. But going back to that ball played across the field from Sesic, that opened it all up. Found Phoenix Rising compact, and then Patrick Krakowski leaning to the left.
Lights fans, on Saturday, August 15th, your Las Vegas Lights take the pitch for an out-of-this-world galactic night. Grab your lightsaber, wear your favorite galactic gear, and transform Cashman into a galaxy far, far away. May the Force be with the Lights. That's like a bit of a staple in soccer, is your galactic night like this, and always gotta love a Star Wars themed event. Nah, I just gotta wait for, when is a team gonna do a Dune night? I need that to get popped up somewhere. Need some people dressed up as sandworms in the crowd.
Just wonder which would be the best venue for that.
Oh, there's probably some good ones out there. I mean, you gotta have buy-in to it. You gotta have commitment to it. So you wanna get somewhere that's, you know, got a good crowd for it, or it's got the energy for it. I think both these teams could pull it off.
Right now, Pamadou Ka's team wants to pull off leveling this game before the break because they have managed the moments. I would say that what they have not been able to do right now is connect the lines. They've been able to isolate and been able to get some attacks in transition and even in possession, but it has still been 2v3, 3v4. They have not been able to get the collective numbers. We have not seen a lot of involvement from Avievu. We have not seen Morsu able to, we've seen him a couple times on the dribble going forward, but no late arrivals. Gomez, same thing. I mean, when you go forward, can you get that other commitment from that back line, that midfield line, to join in those big moments?
Well, we're back from the hydration break. I do want to give you a number here, Eric, and that number is 108, which is the degrees Fahrenheit that this game is at currently. So, yeah, not exactly a shocker that we had that moment to pause and get some water in the system. It was up past 110 earlier today. I was checking the forecast and lead up to the game. Just an absolute oven right now in Vegas. That one just kept in play as Phoenix try to see if they could conjure up something here in the last 15 or so minutes of the half. Ibarra. Sesok driving forward before tapping it back. It'll be switched over to Antonoglu.
And we'll see that heat and those temperatures start to play a big factor as this game progresses and wears on.
Cross swerving in, and it's caught by Rakovsky. One other fun little fact about this game when talking about the goalkeepers, Tristan Henry did spend some time in Phoenix, had 6 appearances for Phoenix Rising. So, although that's not a large body of work on the pitch, obviously you have all that time you spend with the guys off of it, and so you have that connection. For those curious, Studenhoff, a new addition this year, so not one of those guys that he's used to be buddy-buddy with.
So we can allow the tussle and the bad blood.
Yeah, right. Well, look at that from Rakovsky. I mean, you know, that was what the play necessitated, and he executed nicely.
And again, just highlighting the typical high-quality decision-making. That's a poor giveaway.
This one played over to the left-hand side. Locker, what's he going to do with it? Back to Anderson, taps it to Rodriguez. It ends up going the wrong direction.
See Rodriguez's disappointment there. You just wonder if this layoff could have been something for his right foot, but you're asking the right questions if you're Las Vegas Lights, and that is exactly the man that you want on the ball in the final third. And I'll also add that Alex Anderson has come in and been a wonderful addition to Las Vegas Lights. 5 goals, 1 assist. Obviously had the game winner at Detroit City. What a ball played over the top from Carson Locker in that match.
This one poked over to the left-hand side. Sputtering towards goal. And the decision is corner kick for Las Vegas. You look at those moments where they're feeling that press from Las Vegas, talking about Phoenix. You gotta make sure you don't fall into their hands. That's something that they felt kind of happened in the last game against Hartford Athletic in a very different way, mind you, with the way Hartford likes to play. JP Scarce mentioned, though, that he felt that game kind of, in some ways, went to the way Hartford would like it to. Slowed the game down, and they were just too slow. Couldn't put the chances away. Dennis sends this one inside. Turn towards goal by Potmar Boy. Still in the mixer. Now more effectively cleared away.
And there have been some nervy moments from Las Vegas Lights in defending these set pieces from Phoenix Rising. We did see Studenhoff get on the End of a Charlie Dennis service off an attacking corner, and now we'll see Luke Biasi put this in the mix.
Ball lofted in. Still bouncing around. Biasi. Player on the ground, it's Ping Zone. He's still on the ground. Play will continue. The ref is not obligated to stop play as long as it's not suspicion of a head injury. Anderson turning along the touchline, still in play. Well, at least we thought. Definitely look close. And now we'll go back and check on Pinzon. Been a physical game so far. Two teams that know they've got to, one way or another, find a way to 3 points here.
This is the desperation from Las Vegas Lights to get this ball cleared, and awkward fall from Christian Pinzon. You can see why he was down. Kind of moving that left arm around. And you have the early goal for Las Vegas Lights, but now you want to get Johnny Rodriguez involved, and you still haven't seen Christian Pinzon involved in the attacking third. Player that's got 2 goals, 5 assists on the season.
5 assists, by the way, up there in the leaderboard coming into the day, tied for third with 3 others. Ball played up ahead. Baji to Biasi. Conversating over who that went off of last. It looked like it bounced off of Biasi last, and that will be the verdict. Hey, Las Vegas Lights fans, scan the QR code on your screen for more on the official protein drink of the Las Vegas Lights, drinkpromino.com.
These are some of the numbers, Mark, that I would look at for, oh, Studenhoft almost all over that from Femu. Is for Las Vegas Lights, 21 final third entries. Only 2 of those have equated to touches in the opposition box. And then for Phoenix Rising, 14 final third entries, 10 have been touches in the opposition box. So efficiency, but looking for that final piece.
Alex Anderson on the hunt once again. Rodriguez dancing around in the box. Locker tapping it back. Pinzon will turn it to Guillen as they'll now get some numbers forward. Well, how about that cutting pass? You like the idea. A thumbs up given in response from Mark Ibarra. You mentioned those moments getting into the attacking third for Phoenix Rising. One thing that Devin Rensing mentioned on the Vegas side of things is they have grown defensively as the years progressed. That was something the teams were trying to get after them on earlier on in the season, and they've started to lock down on that more and also just have more of the ball, which is obviously going to help prevent offensive opportunities from occurring as this cross gets swung inside, and it finds its way through. Phoenix Rising equalize. Danny Flores whipping in the cross, hoping for good things, and good things he finds. The traveling contingent coming over from Phoenix, celebrating in Vegas.
And just moments ago, we were talking about some of the isolation that Phoenix was finding themselves in going forward. But the last few moments, they have flooded the box, found good layers, and then you put a whipping cross in like that. And then you add the unfamiliarity between Tristan Henry, this back line and the collective, you get kind of a miscommunication like that. But credit to Flores, that whipped in delivery, but then also the runs in and around that delivery.
Yeah, you know that not everything is set in stone for your opposing team's goalkeeper and his back line, and so it doesn't necessarily need to be a 100% executed, unstoppable play. You just need to be asking those questions and daring them to manage what you throw at them. Pinzon cutting it back up top. Rodriguez trying to find Anderson. Was looking for an instant response. Henry nods it up into the air, and Guillen will clean it up. Well, there's no whistle for the foul that Vegas wanted, and instead it will be on Pinzon. Biasi back up on his feet. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. So Daniel Flores will get the goal there to tie this game up. Now both left backs have scored in this game, Aaron,
yeah,
just as we all expected.
That's a great point, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Who had that on there? Bingo card. But that just shows the commitment that both these teams have from their back lines and their attack-minded outside backs. I mean, Luke Biasi, same thing. I mean, he is a hard-charging, aggressive, wide player.
Ball swung in on this corner kick. And it will be a foul, so Natahan Yaya will stop that one dead in its tracks for a free kick. Giorgio Probo. Plays it to Aaron Guillen, and we hit, or at least are approaching the 45-minute mark. And we're gonna get 6 more minutes tacked on. Had a couple injuries, hydration breaks, so not a too far-fetched conclusion to come to. Stoppage time brought to you by Promino, by the way.
With how this game is played out, obviously goals change games, but the timeliness of those goals really come to define how teams go about changing momentum. And for Phoenix Rising, if this scoreline stays, they're probably going in as the team that feels better about the momentum and capturing that momentum. They've been able to generate some quality looks. Studenhoft has kind of stretched that back line. What a ball here.
And Las Vegas reclaims some of that momentum you're talking about. Doesn't seem to be the case here. Hey, you get that first goal, and then the next 9 or so minutes, Las Vegas all over Phoenix. Oh, this one made it through to Anderson. Olex Anderson rips off the crossbar. It was so well worked. Just fractions off the mark.
Clever from Rodriguez. Look at that subtle touch that leads to this loud moment, and you do not see that from Olex Anderson a lot, and he's just falling away from it. Gets underneath it.
I think he just lost his footing just a little bit. So close to his 6th goal in league play this season, Olex Anderson, and was trying to make it another game And he helps his team take the lead.
And what a ruthless moment that would have been in here in dying minutes of this first half.
I was looking to make it back-to-back games that he got onto the score sheet and wasn't to be. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. I have it on good authority, being Coach Eric Dobransky here, that coaches are in favor of Select balls as well. It's not just the players.
They are. It was very beneficial throughout my college career to have that as a coach, and it's always just something different when you have a game ball that you just hit it, and it's just so pure when you hit it, and Select has always been tremendous.
Hope Avievu trying to work some magic with the Select ball at his feet.
And that's going to be one player for Las Vegas Lights. They're going to be pleased that they've minimized, but that's also allowed Baji and Studenhoft to get themselves in the game. So now you kind of pick your poison. You've shut down Hope Avievu, but you've also allowed two other players kind of grow into the match. But I think there's players for both these teams that are going to want to see an uptick in involvement in the second half. Obviously, Pinzon being one for Las Vegas. Carson Locker, Mark Ibarra has had some clever touches going forward, but has had to pull back and reset. More Sue for Phoenix Rising.
Avievu able to lay it off here. Another moment for Phoenix Rising. It spills from Henry. He recollects before more danger could be had.
It almost seems like an unselfish decision from Flores right there. It almost seemed like he could tee it up.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, he decided to possibly elect to go for a pass or a cross from that distance. Just did not connect.
Ball is nodded into the box. Hunting for Baji, but instead Ofemu is there.
And that's also how quickly Hope Avievu can make his presence known.
Right.
He's able to delay, get himself on the ball.
Yeah, answering the call after the acknowledgement that maybe he hasn't had the impact in this game that he was looking for. Now Charlie Dennis. Here's a cross. This one caught sure-handedly by Tristan Henry.
Well, that's that cat and mouse game you play, because you know a player like Hope Avievu is going to find his way into the game. You give him time, he's going to access the space, he's going to find moments. But then I go back to it, Studenhoft and Baji and even Charlie Dennis have grown into the match in their involvement. So you already know Hope Avievu is going to find some sort of impact. And then you have those players around him just continuing to build in confidence in the way they're playing, in some of the moments that they're getting themselves acclimated to.
And there's the halftime whistle. Two wild goals in this game. Means we are tied at 1 apiece between Las Vegas and Phoenix.
Yeah, for Devin Rensing and Las Vegas Lights, can they find a steadying force? Can they find some on-the-ball movement that allows them to generate a collective going forward? And for Phoenix Rising, can they sprinkle in hints of transition? They've obviously found some set pieces as well, but they are being the pressing of the team.
Well, this is where the two teams stand at halftime. We've got some halftime content coming your way to sort of hold you off until we get to the second half of action. We'll talk about stadiums. We'll talk about a crazy day in the USL Championship as well. So we'll catch you up with all of that on the other side of this break. 1-1 your scoreline after 45 plus.
Hello, My name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
Escape to a vacation at Circus Circus. Experience the thrill of the Adventure Dome. 5 acres with more than 25 rides to keep you on the edge of your seat. Ride our newest attractions, Nebula Z, Twists and Teacups, Circus Swings, and Little Sprinter Raceway. More rides, more excitement, an experience for the entire family. Life's a circus. Let's play!
We go from Las Vegas, Nevada. Rodriguez scored the winner that night. He shoots here. Oh, and he buries it with a rocket. Anderson across. It's in 2-1. Cashman Field certainly packed with Vegas Lights supporters tonight. Just more excited. Play in front of the home fans. Who wouldn't be?
Up here, it is fantastic in Las Vegas tonight, but we can feel the energy.
Back here at Cashman Field, it's 1-1 between Las Vegas and Phoenix Rising. Mark Schoenster, Eric Dobransky with you on the broadcast. Let's talk about stadiums, because that's becoming a bigger and bigger story in the USL year after year, because they keep building them. So let's talk about some of the newest projects incoming.
They are more than shiny and new. The latest collection of brand new stadiums in USL are a commitment to communities. Fans in Boise have set attendance records. Finishing touches greet the fans in Fort Wayne weekly. In Greenville, Triumph fans are in love with their permanent new home. These projects take time and patience, but nothing gets a community excited like seeing a shovel in the ground. Detroit City of the USL Championship has gone from dreams to renderings to construction. At its recent groundbreaking in Southwest Detroit, Alumni Phi Stadium became a vision for the very near future.
We've been incredibly fortunate to create something that's way bigger than us, and that we have the great fortune of being stewards of it. And the stadium represents really an investment in that community, an investment in this neighborhood, a tremendous investment in the city, and something that will be around for generations to come.
With this stadium, the club is investing in its future and demonstrating a long-term commitment to building a sustainable, community-driven club. I'm excited for what the future holds for Detroit City. I can't wait to be back here for the opening match in 2028. And I want to say congratulations to the fans, supporters, ownership group, and the entire community that made this amazing new home possible.
At 15,000 seats, Alumni Phi raises the bar for Detroit City. Soon there will be more groundbreakings and sounds of stadium construction as USL gets closer to the launch of Premier.
Unreal. A jaw-dropping leveler. Stoppage time drop. Wonderful finish in the USL.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Base, chance at goal. It's in Monterey Bay with another strong start. Christian Nava
Albuquerque native puts New Mexico on top.
Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
This week on USL All Access, Atletico Dallas has not played a game yet, but Chicharito, a lot about Chicharito.
Chicharito? Yeah, he's coming to USL play. Every entity is going to want to listen to this one. Sporting director Brian Corcoran joins us from Atletico Dallas. He talks the top to the bottom in the best of ways for what is one of the coolest up-and-coming organizations as a USL entity.
Man, is it exciting to be bringing Chicharito into the USL Championship, and they are joining a league, Atletico Dallas. That is a lot of fun. Mark Schurz, Eric Dobransky with you here. Let's dive into some of that fun from earlier today. Here are some of those scores. And you got 2-0, Loudon with the result. 3-2, Lexington winning. 5-4, Tampa Bay Rowdies. 5-4, Tampa Bay Rowdies. What the heck, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, if you were just looking at the scoreline, it was 3-0 Lou City at one point. I mean, what a performance from the Tampa Bay Rowdies on ESPN2. It was what a comeback for the Rowdies. And then 2-2 for Miami FC, who just kind of continue to put themselves in that playoff picture in the East.
As we now look at some of the later games, Orange County trying to keep their claim at the top of the Western Conference. We talked about New Mexico United and their big game coming up next weekend, trying to see out that result. Meanwhile, these little East Coast, West Coast games are always really interesting, Eric. Right now, the Hounds ahead of the Roots.
They're always very tricky. Elliot Goldthorpe with the goal for Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And Tyler Wolf, goal for Sacramento Republic. His first goal in the USL Championship since 2021 with Sporting KC2. So big goal for them. See if they can close out that match.
Well, we'll be looking for a big goal here for one of these two sides to get all three in a big six-pointing match. We'll see you on the other side. But first, Dan Lucas is going to take care of you in the halftime update.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. Time for the headlines for the week. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Olex Anderson of the Las Vegas Lights made club history last week by scoring a goal at the 42nd mark of the match against Detroit City. That's a Vegas record and the fastest goal in the USL Championship this season. By the way, that 1-0 victory makes it 3 consecutive road wins for the Lights. Now, despite that highlight, it was a tough week to score goals. The goalkeepers in the championship posted 10 shutouts in 13 league matches. Ethan Bondre of Loudon United led the way with 9 saves against Indy 11. Hartford Athletics' Anthony Siaha made 6 saves in a shutout. Next season, Atletico Dallas will make its debut in the championship, and this week, the club made some immediate noise announcing the signing of the great Chicharito. Yes, Javier Hernandez, the longtime star of Mexico, Manchester United, Bayer Leverkusen, and many more, will return to the pitch as Atletico Dallas's first ever player signing. A pair of upcoming national spotlight games, Richmond Kickers and New York Cosmos in League One next Wednesday. Next Saturday, it's Monterey Bay and New Mexico United. Both matches are on CBS Sports Network. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
Mike, I don't know what's going on with me. I feel kind of down. My vibe's just off.
Don't worry, I got you. I'll show you where I found my vibe.
Find your vibe, flexible financing, and your next car. All closer than you think at Findlay Volkswagen.
Ready for a better ride? Get more value with honest deals and no-charge registration.
Hey! Stop by today and find your vibe.
I'm here to find my bike.
All right,
come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Hola, soy Ramón Martín del Campo, oficial de policía en Henderson y ex capitán del equipo de Las Vegas Lights. Estoy orgulloso de haber sido un donante vivo y que mi madre fue una beneficiada con un riñón. El 85% de los americanos en la lista de espera necesitan un trasplante de riñón. Los nevadenses damos esperanza. Únete a nosotros en wearenevadans.org.
At Capriati's, we slow roast butterball turkeys overnight, then hand pull them every morning, and carefully slice the most premium beef sold in America, Snake River Farms American Wagyu. We've been doing this for 50 years. We believe real food made with the best ingredients is worth the extra effort. It's why the Bobby was voted America's greatest sandwich, and why we earned a place in the Cheesesteak Hall of Fame. Try any of our award-winning sandwiches today and taste why we're simply the best since 1976. Sign up for Capriati's Rewards and get a free small sub with purchase.
Comprehensive Cancer Centers is a proud sponsor of Las Vegas Lights FC. We welcome you back here to Cashman Field in Las Vegas, where both the Lights and Phoenix Rising have one goal to show for themselves in the first half of action. Mark Schoenster, Eric Dobransky with you here on the broadcast. Let's take a peek at the highlights from the first half. We're going to look at the two goals, both of which pretty astonishing goals, starting with Antonoglu here in the first, minute 20 seconds?
Yeah, I was going to say another fast start for Las Vegas Lights, this time at home, and gets Rakowski crossed up, trying to make the decision on whether to defend the cross, and then gets beat near post, and that ball from Sesic across the field opened up that scoring. But Phoenix Rising, to their credit, they managed the moments after conceding that goal and then found moments just like this to go punish Las Vegas, and this being a deflection from Las Vegas Lights, but you gotta credit the service from Flores, the bend, the pace on it, but then the runs in and around that service that caused the havoc.
Here are those halftime stats for you here. Pretty even-handed, though. It seemed to fluctuate back and forth between who had control of the game. And I mean, you could say going into the break that Phoenix Rising would feel better. You mentioned about the momentum thing, but it's really up for grabs for either of these teams to take, with maybe a tweak or two that ends up paying benefits.
And I would add, for both these teams, just finding that hint of bravery in the final third, because doing a lot of work in and around the 18-yard box, but have not yet to find that breakthrough, as you see the shots for both these sides, but only one shot on target. So can you find the upgrade when it's there to be taken?
So both of these teams outside looking in the playoffs in the Western Conference, and we've just passed that halfway mark in the season, and so the games get fewer and fewer from here on out, and so you're looking at where you stand in the standings, and it gets harder and harder to move about. Now, granted, the Western Conference is so tight that you could still move about right now, but with each passing game, you get more and more isolated in your spot, and you've got to make something happen, especially against teams that are sitting around you in the standings. Both these teams, same amount of points coming into this game. Outside looking in, this could be a pivotal second half of action. It could be the starting point for a very positive story for one of these two teams this season, should they find a game-winning goal here.
I mean, you're 100% spot on. And I don't want to jump ahead from this 45 minutes, because this is a crucial 45 minutes for both these sides. But for example, with Phoenix Rising, their next match is on the road at Lexington. We just saw what that match against Monterey Bay came to, down 2-0, came back to win that game 3-2. That is a team in Lexington who found themselves towards the bottom of the Western Conference, has clearly put themselves battling for a top 4 position. Then you host Colorado Springs Switchbacks, who is right above the playoff line, at Sacramento, and then an Eastern Conference opponent, Indy 11. And then for Las Vegas Lights, quick turnaround when you host Oakland Roots here.
Yeah, that'll be a game on Wednesday. So that'll be another team that's right around where they sit right now in the standings, at just a point below these two as it sits right now. Of course, there's still a bit of game to develop.
And then shortly after that game, you make the trip to South Florida to play at Miami FC. So you play on August 5th, host Oakland Roots, and then August 8th, you're at Miami FC, who is in their own playoff fight.
Yeah, and you got a long flight between home and out there in South Florida. Atahan Yaya, our head official, checking his watch, making sure that everything is in order. The go-ahead's been given. And Phoenix Rising will send this over to the corner. Pretty well taken. We'll pin them pretty deep. And they will beg Las Vegas Lights to get out of the jam here in the corner. We'll see how these two teams adapt and adjust here in the second half of action. How much do you change, and how much do you just steady the course and keep going at it the way you have? Both sides certainly can feel positive about some of the chance creation that they had in that first half.
And I just think that both these teams feel extremely positive about what this game still has to offer, because this game is at 1-1. They've exchanged chances, but neither team has gotten into any sort of rhythm or even gotten some of their key players on the ball. Because I would add for for Las Vegas Lights, mentioned Christian Pinzon, but can you get Probo on the ball? Can you get Mark Ibarra on the ball? You have just not been able to connect that layer in front of the back line. And then for Phoenix Rising, mentioned Hope Avievu, but he did make quite an impact towards the end of that first half. So can he continue that? But Morsu, same thing in midfield. Playmaking ability of Flores. That goal from Phoenix Rising has now been credited as an own goal from Onofemu, but still tremendous delivery from Flores.
You mentioned key players. There's also one very significant player missing from this game for Phoenix. Isan Sacco, gone on personal reasons. As we get a look at Pamu Duka for the first time here in the second half. It was his birthday last Thursday. So hoping to, I guess, extend the celebrations into Saturday here with 3 points on the road in Vegas. He won't be, I guess, drinking and being merry right now. I hope the people, though, at Cold Beers and Cheeseburgers for the Vegas watch party are celebrating in his honor and hoping to send the energy from Phoenix here. Celebrating belated fashion, mind you. I love that as a name for an establishment, though. Cold Beers and Cheeseburgers. Like, no witty name, no title. It's just, this is what we got. Come and get it.
Yeah.
We know you want it. Misplayed pass will throw in for Las Vegas. Attention Lights FC fans, join us on Tuesday, August 5th, as your Las Vegas Lights FC take the pitch for an exciting home match on First Responders Night. Arrive early and join us at the pre-match tailgate, featuring Touch a Truck, live DJ, and more family-friendly fun. Let's pack the stands and show our appreciation for our local heroes as we cheer the Lights on to victory. Service sent inside, took a couple of glances. Now Henry will get in there and catch it. There's some talking there between him and Ben Ofemu. The communication lines with each passing player are going to get better and better because they just don't have that much previous communication to lay groundwork on.
And it is still so impressive with how far they have hit the ground running. I mean, you go back to that Detroit City matchup, obviously earned that collective clean sheet. But even tonight, the own goal, but still the way that this group is commanding and protecting their box is gonna have to be a mainstay for the rest of this match. And I did mention getting Ibarra and Probo on the ball, but I do think that it starts with the defensive structure.
Ball couldn't be kept in by Flores, sliding in to try to receive that cross.
Because now you are gonna get a lot more of the deployment of Flores, Luke Biasi on the other side, so you're gonna have to absorb some of that pressure. Can you put yourself in a situation for Las Vegas Lights structurally, defensively, where that defensive posture allows you to then hit Phoenix in transition or win that battle of territory, that you can play in and out of pressure, be progressive with that first regain.
Well, we had two soccer balls on the pitch there for a moment. And that is why play halted. Pinzon rolls it over the left-hand side. He'll get it back, but his touch is a little heavy. Fan soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Some pressure there being offered by Studenhoft.
The work rate between Studenhoft and Baji, it's been incredible tonight. Their ability to down press, put some pressure. I mean, you even saw it on Christian Pinzon there. He broke the line, got on the dribble, but it was immediately the down pressure, and that's what has allowed this team to get themselves back on the ball in dangerous areas.
Floated pass reaches Nick Cesar as the assist on the goal in the opening moments of this match. The second minute, Las Vegas Lights took the lead, only for an answer from a cross from Danny Flores. Wasn't sure if it glanced off of Afemu or not, but has now officially been logged as an own goal. JP Skiers pops it up the pitch. Studenhoft forward to Aveyevu, who played it back. It was actually Baji who played it back and ended up rolling by Aveyevu. Devin Rensing, by the way, coming up on about a year, having been in charge of Las Vegas Lights, as this cross is swerving in. Glanced out for a corner kick. August 4th of last year, so in 3 days' time, it'll be a full year since he came in to try to steer the ship. Saw it to the end of last season, and things have already started in a poor way for Las Vegas in 2025, and it's now starting to see things turn around here for the Lights in 2026 as we get this corner kick brought to you by Richard Harris Law Firm. Pinzon taps it short. Here's the cross, caught by Rakovsky. Asked Devin Rensing some of the things he likes about living in Vegas. You know, everyone's got an idea of what it's like to visit Vegas. And he says, well, there's always something going on, and you always have a good reason for visitors to come on by. So he's always got people coming in and seeing the lights in the more literal sense. And then He mentioned, though, he's a big fan of comedy, so you get some of those big hitters who come in on tour here or have their little residencies, but also a fan of those smaller venues, which I can respect. Get surprised by a comedian and you've never heard of before. A free kick for Phoenix Rising. Charlie Dennis, so dangerous from these dead ball situations.
You see Diego Gomez there alongside with Charlie Dennis. See what they elect to do. I imagine that Studenhoff will be a target. You see Potmar Boy in the mix there.
Too much air on that one from Charlie Dennis. No one's going to be able to get on the end of that one. So it ends up being harmless. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 in the Sirius XM app. We touched base on it very briefly in halftime, but Atletico Dallas bringing in Chicharito, such a huge get, and USL All Access having the chance to get sort of a top to bottom look at the organization.
Yeah, we touched on it briefly. They get to touch on it in depth.
Right.
A great conversation about it and within the organization of Atletico Dallas. A big signing for their organization, but that community as well. Very reminiscent of when Drogba was here with Phoenix Rising. Those big signings, and I really like what Mike Watts had brought up in USL All Access was the players that have come in to the USL Championship have been bought in. I mean, you get Drogba here at Phoenix Rising, there was 1,000% buy-in.
Speaking of buy-in, Baji has a go, and it takes a glance off of Femu. Managed by Tristan Henry. Nearly a nightmare relived for Benafemu. We stay at one apiece as this game carries along. Both sides still looking for that go-ahead goal.
And both teams living in that delicate balance, because right now for Phoenix Rising, you have that momentum, you're creating some chances. Yeah, other than that one right there, you probably haven't created and generated the clear-cut chance in the second half, but you also can't assume that that is coming. You have to continue to press on, keep challenging Las Vegas Lights, and for Las Vegas Lights, you have to find somebody that's gonna get you back on the ball.
Chance rolling in, won't go very far for Las Vegas. Baji. Now Studenhoff taps it back. Just need to be cutting edge in the final third. Some of the sentiments of the coaching staff for Phoenix Rising. Dennis looking for a window. Flores, here's a cross. Nodded away by Guillen. Morsu now. He'll bring it in. Nodded right back out to him. Yeah, they really feel like Phoenix, the staff, that they can just start taking care of a couple of things and punishing teams when they have the chance, then this story can change really quickly for them. High arching ball, headed back to Ward's goal. Easy pickings for Tristan Henry.
And even just in that sequence, you look at it for Phoenix Rising, you have to be able to add a bit of deception. What a ball here.
Anderson in quite the battle with Pop Marboy.
In that sequence, Phoenix Rising just settling for services, not moving any defenders. And you have center backs like Guillen, Femu, prepare to win those duels all night. Good interaction there by Olex Anderson, getting back on the ball, earning his team a corner.
So another chance to find something on the set piece for Las Vegas Lights. This will be a Richard Harris Law Firm corner kick. Femi Antonoglu will be the one to take it, the goal scorer for Las Vegas.
That's your guy! Okay, then look into him now. Hope, that's Johnny Rodriguez, this is guy Hope. Please help us, Hope.
60 minutes down, 30 more minutes left. It'll be played short. Pinzon. Curling, it's claimed. Patrick Rakowski, the German goalkeeper, in his 4th year with the club, able to get his hands onto that one. Flores plays it over to Aveyevu. He'll keep it going. Flores lifts it up. No one on the back post, or I guess on the back 6-yard line.
You can see that bottom reaction there from Pamadou Ka, because that was an aggressive touch from Flores going forward, initiating the attack, had the 2v1, and then just could not get the numbers in to meet that service.
Pinzon. I'll tap it back to Afemu. Now it's Aaron Guillen on the ball before playing it out to the left-hand side. We talked a lot about these two teams being on the outside looking in the Western Conference and what 3 points could do for them. Asked Evan Rensing if the Western Conference feels much different from his days coaching in the Eastern Conference with Charleston. He felt they're pretty similar. One thing that he enjoys about being in Vegas in particular is he's got a lot of direct flights. This one sent in. Anderson goes down. The ball there from Rodriguez just lacking. Tries to one-time it to Pinzon, but it's behind him.
Pass not only inaccurate, but just had so much pace on it.
Yeah.
And you could tell that Johnny Rodriguez is just waiting for an opportunity to change this game. I would put him and Hope Aveyevu in that category of only need a couple touches. Obviously, that pass did get away, but you do not want to assume anything with either one of those players.
Rolled into the middle. Pinzon rushing forward, finds Anderson. Knocked away from Olex Anderson. Action will continue. Ibarra rolls it out wide to Sesak. Carson Locker dragging into the middle, trying to unlock this block here from Phoenix Rising. Didn't like any of their avenues, so it ends up rolling all the way back to Afemu. This one's tapped in. There's some pressure from Las Vegas, but it makes its way back to Rakowski. Still precarious, though. Hey, Las Vegas Lights fans, scan the QR code on your screen for more on the official protein drink of the Las Vegas Lights, drinkpromino.com. First changes of the game getting ready. That'll be for the home side. Avievu lifted up to Studenhoft. Okay, not that one along. It's going to be a tall ask for him to do something with the ball going forward, but he did have an outlet going to the right if he could muscle it in that direction. Flores. He'll move it forward. Avievu. This played out to Dennis. Charlie Dennis trying to find a window, and he ran out of real estate. Some promise starting to develop there for Phoenix Rising. And then the acreage ran out there for Charlie Dennis.
As those pictures continue to present themselves for Phoenix Rising right there, I know you get a lot of the width from Luke Biasi, but does Charlie Dennis begin to drift even wider so you can pull some defenders out, vacate, thin out the box? Because you like that he's in that half space, but it's just generating more bodies to work around for Phoenix Rising. So do you find a bit of a split between entering the 18-yard box, but also finding yourself providing that width, commanding that attention?
Well, Alex Anderson went to ground and was most likely the intended target of that cross from Sesak. Instead, it ends up going to nobody, and it'll be a goal kick. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. That chested down nicely. Sesak with the cross. Bounces in. And caught on the bounce there was Pinzon. Ends up skying well off target. And Pinzon looking over to the sideline and realizing that his night is over. So there's going to be a pair of changes for both sides. First off, Colin Smith will be subbing on for Luke Biasi. And then the young Conrad Ambersley will sub on for Gunnar Studenhoft. And then on the Vegas side of things, Blake Pope on for Nick Sesak. And then Abraham Ochere will sub into the game for Pinzon, whom took off the captain's armband once he looked at the sideline and saw that his name was being called. So those are the first changes of the match for both head coaches and squads, respectively. I think this game needs a little bit of that new blood out there. Dan Rensing in particular, bringing Ochere into the mix, who has been sort of a off-the-bench specialist this season for Las Vegas. 5 goals across competitions. The Ghanaian striker, Rodriguez. That'll be a corner kick. We see Blake Pope make his way over there to service this one. Corner kick brought to you by Richard Harris Law Firm. Well, now that duty has been relinquished to the opening goal scorer in this match. Just a little over 20 minutes left to go in this match between the Lights and Phoenix Rising. From the right corner flag, it's driven in. Oh, was nearly connected to Olex Anderson. Could it be a counterattack for Phoenix? Ball played forward. Studenhoff able to get onto the end of it. Oh, we got a road boot. Well, we thought those Phoenix substitutions were made earlier. Now they're actually just getting executed. Looked like they were ready to go when the other changes were made, but one last run in there for Studenhoff before he made his way to the bench. So Conrad Ambersley and Colin Smith now officially out there. As now both sides are signaled to their benches to hydrate a little bit here. Both halves having that. Go ahead.
We are seeing a clear dedication from both these teams defensively. They do not want to give an inch, and how much of that is affecting their teams going forward. And I'll say it from what I said in the first half, from those isolated moments into a collective moment is going to be big for both these sides as they want to generate that game winner.
106 degrees right now in Vegas, so yeah, I think it's appropriate for this to be the case. Lights fans, on Saturday, August 15th, your Las Vegas Lights take the pitch for an out-of-this-world galactic night. Grab your lightsaber, wear your favorite galactic gear, and transform Cashman into a galaxy far, far away. May the Force be with the Lights. Las Vegas will be looking to strike back in this game after going up early in this affair against Phoenix Rising. Meanwhile, Phoenix, I don't know, are looking to be menaces here in the second half. The brain's churning.
I like how you're tying it all together. Obviously, I just said what I said about the defensive side for both these teams and wanting to go after the 3 points. But you look at the Western Conference standings, I mean, the longer you keep yourself in the conversation, and in no way does that mean that both these teams are going to be casual with the approach for this next 18 minutes and how they want to go after this game. But you still leave yourself so much to go after match after match. So what is that give and take? What is that risk and reward? And that's up to these two teams to decide which moment presents itself. But you also have to not only take the moment, but you have to create the moment. So where do they turn to? Is it a transition moment? Is it in possession? Is it pressure on the ball? Seen some turnovers generated from each of these sides, but they have not been able to benefit fully.
Some tough decisions to be made by the players and the coaching staffs of these two sides. And Devin Rensing mentioned when assessing the Western Conference and just the USL Championship in general, he said there are so many good coaches in this league. The parity is great. And he said, as you're talking about here, it's going to come down to the end of the season because every game is tough. And there was a bit of a twinkle in his eye. He said, you got to love how competitive it is and how tough every single match is.
And that's why game in, game out, you have to put your best foot forward, because not only do you know you're going to get elite coaching, but you're going to get elite play. And we spoke about it in the first half that a lot of these teams have now grounded these identities. They are fully formed. They are game in, game out principles, behaviors, habits. So how do you minimize those strengths from your opponent? How do you maximize your strengths? And every game is just going to tell its own unique story. But that also ties into the factor that, again, we've touched on. You just don't want to have to be chasing points towards the end of the season.
Blake Pope with some fresh legs. Crosses sent in! Olex Anderson couldn't get over top of it. The offside flag does pop up. But still one you want to see get turned to goal.
What a wicked delivery from Pope. And when you know you have attacking players like Johnny Rodriguez, Olex Anderson, you can whip a ball in like that.
So after Phoenix Rising took the first turn here in the first half to try to see if they could pry things open and find that goal, it's been Las Vegas now in this more recent stretch that have been the aggressors. The way this game has gone, though, that could turn right back around again, and you can see a spell from the visitors once again. But with 15 minutes to go, the time dwindles further and further. Could Pope keep this in bounds? Not quite. Our head official, Atanyaya, beckoning for this goal kick to be taken. JP Skiers will roll it to Arkovsky. Phoenix Rising will be trying to see how they can create that game-winning moment here on the attacking side. Charlie Dennis back in the starting lineup and returning to health. Vikram Virk, the assistant coach after last game, with him getting back into the fray, talking about Charlie Dennis. Mentioned just how many different options they have on the attacking side, and Charlie Dennis, of course, brings that set-piece threat. And a guy who can also pull the trigger from distance and can bring in that lethal pass as well. And so Coach Virk said that he could make a difference for sure in finding that uptick in production. You always want teams to be at peak health conditions during the season. Obviously, you know that that's not always going to be the case, but when you get into a spell where you have better health, you got to strike that iron, you know?
Yeah, you find that consistency, and it always tends to lean itself into performances and results. That's where it's so crucial for these sides. And we know it's such a long season that you know you're going to navigate some challenges and some availability issues, but that's where the depth just continues to highlight itself. These are two teams that I mentioned the ambition early on, not even just to make the playoffs, but make a deep run.
Baji, he was starting to unload on that shot, and it was blocked away. Chance to go vertical here. How about that touch? And then good defending in response. Olex Anderson once again rushing forward, but Pop Marboy, those two have been fun to watch go at it in this game. Been heavily competitive, and Pop Marboy's done a good job, though. We're gonna get two substitutions here for Las Vegas, and that's the last run of the day for Olex Anderson. On top of that, Ben Mines will come in for Carson Locker. So certainly not shying away here, Devin Rensing. Anderson will saunter his way to the bench. Meanwhile, Manuel Arteaga will replace him. This will be his 170th USL Championship appearance. So he's been around the block.
Yeah, another former Phoenix Rising player. 15 goals with Phoenix Rising. Most notably his run with the Tampa Bay Rowdies, 31 goals in that span. You can bring on a player of his experience, has yet to score a goal with Las Vegas Lights. So hoping tonight would be that breakthrough.
Ball made its way inside, but it's caught by Tristan Henry.
And for Alex Anderson, obviously you saw a bit of disappointment coming off, and he's going to look back at that first half chance that Johnny Rodriguez played him in. He kind of slipped at that last moment, hit the crossbar. What a game changer that would have been. That was at 1-1. That was right before the halftime break.
Since then, these two teams have been searching fruitlessly for a second goal. Blake Pope curling this one in and just within the reach of Rakowski. May even need to utilize the fingertips there a little bit.
You like what Blake Pope has offered this Las Vegas Lights side. I mean, obviously, Sesak with the assist for the opener, but the early involvement availability of Blake Pope here in the build and how deep he is getting into the final third. He's whipping those crosses in.
You're watching Las Vegas Lights, Phoenix Rising. Some USL Championship after dark, as some like to call it. An early goal from Themi Antonoglu to get things started as that cross is knotted away. And then a response on a cross by Daniel Flores that must have just glanced Benu Femu, whom one way or another was trying to slide in and intervene. Unsuccessfully did so. Resulted in the equalizing goal for Phoenix. Here in the second half, both sides have been trying to find some of that form that they had in the first half, but it has fizzled a little bit offensively. Corner kick swung in. And I'll take a glance out, and we'll have another one of those corner kicks brought to you by Richard Harris Law Firm.
Looked like Johnny Rodriguez was trying to help that one along. For Las Vegas Lights, can you block some runners? Can you create space for Guillen, Arteaga? But you need a service to get inside the 6-yard box.
Rodriguez back out wide. Another shot towards goal, whether that was a cross or not. You can't 100% be certain now with this guy. Ball lifted up for Pope once again. He cuts it back. Las Vegas bearing down here. But can they convert it into a genuine chance?
This is when you're playing a team that's got this kind of numbers behind the ball. You have to move somebody in that last moment. Whether it's on the dribble, quick link-up play, a bump, anything that can free you up and unmark you.
Some pressure being given by Ambersley. Mines goes to ground. And a yellow card is issued. And after the yellow card, 2 substitutions for Phoenix Rising. Pamuduka digging back into the bag. And in come 2 young options. Diego Gomez is out for Gilberto Rivera. And then Adrian Pelayo will sub on for Daniel Flores, the pseudo goal scorer for Phoenix Rising.
Flores, another player in that wide area. Talked about him for both teams, that had that quality with the delivery, asked a lot of questions. As we see this turn from Ben Mines that draws the yellow.
Yeah, that's on Baji.
And this is where the heat and the temperature, obviously we've had the hydration breaks, but this late in the match, does it play a factor in some of those fine margins?
Cross sent inside Rodriguez. Spills out, long distance effort. That one had some eyes, but it's ultimately off target for Giorgio Probo.
And it looks like this last minute defensive intervention as they close in. It doesn't look like they put enough pressure on Probo. Just hits this and it's peeling off to Rakowski's left. Looked like initially that lane had kind of shut down and Probo was forced into maybe a quicker shot than he wanted, and this is going to be a yellow card on Blake Pope.
Perhaps some liveliness here in the final minutes of this game. You get the foul from Baji, the long distance effort from Probo. And now a foul on the other side as Colin Smith tried to streak forward.
Well, it's fascinating because both these teams have presented different options out in the wide areas. We've seen it with Blake Pope for Las Vegas Lights, Smith for Phoenix Rising. Pelayo's just come on. These are two teams that value those isolated areas and go be a playmaker.
Charlie Dennis looking for the perfect delivery here with his coach in a power stance right beside the dead ball, at least in line with it. Looks like it may have come off of Rodriguez, and it did, so it'll be a corner kick.
That is the delivery that we're used to seeing from Charlie Dennis in that danger area. He's probably looking for another yard or two of lead up, but still earns this attacking corner.
Once again, Dennis on the dead ball. Once again, dealt with, this time by Ofemu. Rivera, he'll send in the cross. Just a little too much on it. The Phoenix now trying to pry open their moment. Oh, that just came off haywire on Charlie Dennis. Now Ben Mines trying to launch it forward to Arteaga. And sent back into the corner.
He was trying to thread that through. Almost looked like if he had decided to clip it over the top, Arteaga might have had a chance. But good defensive sequence from Las Vegas Lights, especially in some of those recycled and regenerated opportunities, because you just end up getting mismatched marking-wise because it's off a set piece.
Arteaga playing it back. Ochere finds its way to Blake Pope, as it's done so often since he subbed on. That one lofted into the air. Pop back into the middle. Potmar Boy will ensure that nobody else gets onto it. First you thought that ball might be destined for the nosebleeds, but it dipped down real quick. Time dwindling here for these two sides. Will we once again see any separation here in the Western Conference? It seems like at any juncture that we could, the opposite occurs.
Yeah, both these teams still only one shot on target.
And that'll remain that way as Rakowski catches that cross.
And overall, Phoenix Rising has been the more threatening team, but the most recent momentum has been with Las Vegas Lights. You mentioned it about 15 minutes ago, and that is kind of where we've seen that uptick in aggressiveness to go after that game winner.
Ball sent inside. Ofemu once again clearing it away. Got Ofemu, Guillen. Also got the young Nate Jones as center back options on this Vegas team, as here's Blake Pope sending this one inside. Collision with the keeper. And that'll mean nothing to come of the play. It was a promising breaking pass to Blake Pope. As we're gonna get a youngster subbing into the game for Phoenix Rising here in the final 3 minutes. Jathan Irwin will sub on. Avievu will make way. And the 15-year-old will get another appearance on the academy contract, but he's already gotten a couple of looks this year. This is his 6th total appearance. Phoenix Rising has never been shy of putting in a young teenager throughout the years. If you're good enough, you're old enough, as the mantra says. Rodriguez. That one stayed low. Mines trying to find a way to sift that one through to Arteaga. Dennis on the other end. Charlie Dennis. That's a nifty move. And he's earned his side a corner kick after it's tapped out by Guillen.
And this is the exact moment that Phoenix Rising is going to want to be ultra aggressive. You have a player of the quality of Charlie Dennis with the delivery. Now you have the youngster Irwin in as well. Get that energy, that excitement. He'll do anything to get himself in and around the ball.
Under 90 seconds to go. Dennis from the right corner flag. This one has some good shape. Wind-up effort, JP Skeers. He was falling back as he shot. The ref sees nothing of it. Hands flop into the air for a moment there for Pa Moduka.
Oh, the thankless life of being a 4th official. As soon as any play is done, as Irwin picks up the yellow.
He'll shake his head and walk away as we're getting into the dying embers of this match.
You just see how important it is for both these teams to close out not only the game, but any sort of transition or counter the opposition might have. Now you still have to deal with defending this attacking set piece from Las Vegas Lights. You see Johnny Rodriguez drifting off there.
Las Vegas Lights on a 3-game win streak. This could be their last chance to make it 4. It bounces in. Not out of the woods yet. Dennis provides the clearance. Mines leaves it for Henry. This is another moment where not a ton of familiarity between the goalkeeper and his teammate. I feel like those moments where the keeper has to play the ball at his feet are some of the scarier moments where you don't have that comfortability. Another foul, another free kick. And at any given moment, Atahan Yaya can give the final whistle. And so the final whistle sounds. In the Western Conference, it stays tight because that's how it's just been all season. 1-1 your scoreline between Phoenix Rising and Las Vegas Lights. Both teams with a goal and a point walking out of this game. And let's take a look at our man of the match, brought to you by Evil Pie. And it's Demi Antonoglu, who scored that wicked goal in the opening minute of this match.
Yeah, teed it up with his left foot, scored the opener, and really set his team off and running. Unfortunately, they weren't able to hold on to the 3 points, but what a performance by both teams. Both would probably say they would have wanted to be sharper in the final third, but defensively, good shift put in for both teams.
So both teams will start focusing on their next game, and we're going to focus on our post-game content after this break here on ESPN+. 1-1 your scoreline between the Lights and Phoenix Rising.
Everyone is looking for a better future, but knowing how to get there can be difficult. At Rise Credit Union, we invest in our communities and empower our members to realize their potential and take control of their finances. Because with the right financial knowledge, 24/7 access, and genuine care, we believe there are no limits to what you can achieve. Become a part of something bigger than just a bank. Rise, beyond banking.
Time to wrap things up here on ESPN+. A point apiece for Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising here after 90 hard-fought minutes at Cashman Field. Mark Schoenster, Eric Dobransky with you here on the broadcast. Here's a look at the full-time highlights, and things get started early with this wicked goal from Demi Antonoglu.
Yeah, and it's all unlocked by a tremendous across-the-field pass from Sesak. And then you get the numbers in and around the box. Rakovsky's got to make some decisions. He starts to drift towards his left, gets caught near post. What an opener for Las Vegas Lights. And then a few moments after that, we did see them generate some other good looks, aren't able to convert, and then eventually get punished with this delivery from Flores. And some of it is a miscue between the goalkeeper and the defender, as we see Ofemu tucking this away for an own goal, and it did look like Tristan Henry was coming off the line to pick it up and make a play on the ball, but this was coming after a sequence that Phoenix Rising did grow into the match, found their footing, were more aggressive going forward, but as we see in the stats, 8 shots apiece, only 1 shot on target, and that's going to be where they want to sharpen up. But defensively, I thought both these teams were dedicated and committed to what they were doing behind the ball.
Yeah, the first half definitely, both in the actual goal scoring sense, but also in the rest of the run of play, just more productive and promising than in that second half, where both sides just were losing a bit of that steam to really find promising opportunities, dangerous opportunities to really threaten that second goal. Didn't seem like there was too many points in those 45 minutes after the halftime whistle that things were truly promising. Now, both these teams will turn their attention to their next game. It's a road trip to Lexington next weekend for Phoenix. Meanwhile, quick turnaround Wednesday match with the Oakland Roots, another big game. They're all kind of big, though, in the Western Conference at this point in time for Las Vegas Lights. But this is where our show will end for our entire broadcasting crew. I'm Mark Schoenster saying so long, along with Darren Dobransky. We hope to see you next time. 1-1, your final score.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.